listen to me. I was like gaslit by doctors really, really bad. And for a while, I just kind of gave up, and I was like, I'm not gonna keep telling these doctors I don't feel well and I'm not okay, and they're not listening to me. It was getting exhausting, switching around doctors constantly and constantly. It just was really exhausting. So yeah, I started the channel because I was at home all the time and I wanted something to document everything that was happening, just to kind of like maybe share with somebody else, or maybe someone would watch it and they wouldn't feel so alone if they're going to the same thing and not getting answers and feel like no one's listening to them or anything. I just want people to know that, like, I get you. I don't know exactly what you're going through, but like, we can relate to each other, and just know, like, eventually you will get your answers. You just gotta keep pushing and finding the right doctor, and it just takes a long time because I know where I live. I'm from South Carolina, so mental health isn't taken that seriously here. It's really not, and especially if you're a woman. I know people in the comments are like, oh, it's because you're a woman. Yeah, it is actually, because anytime I mention that I am having a depressive episode or something like that, they're like, okay, well, when was your last period? Try exercising. Eat better. Okay. Anyways, so, yeah, back in 2019, I went through all of the testing for seizures because I thought I was having seizures. Fast forward to last year, 2023. Well, actually, go back to 2019, sorry. So I tried to figure out what was wrong with me mentally as well as physically. Obviously, they couldn't figure out why I was fainting all the time and having all these low blood pressure, and I was in the hospital all the time. There was a time where my blood pressure got so dangerously low. I was in the hospital for like 4 or 5 days. They were pushing fluids every day, like tons of fluids, and some other type of medication that like raises your blood pressure. And mine was not going up. Like, it was dangerously low, and I was literally in the hospital. Like, I couldn't even do anything by myself. Like, I couldn't get out of the bed. I couldn't use the bathroom. I couldn't shower or anything. And that was the scariest time of my life. That's when my blood pressure got so dangerously low like that. And that's when I was like, man, I really need to figure out what is going on with me. So they sent me to a cardiologist, a neurologist again, a hematologist, because I've been severely anemic since I was like 14 or 15. Since I've had a menstrual cycle, I have been severely anemic because I have a chronic bleeding with it's not really chronic, but it's like, I don't know what it is. Like, if I don't take my birth control, I bleed for months at a time, and no gynecologist has been able to tell me why that is. At least my last gynecologist couldn't tell me. She was just like, okay, you're gonna just have to take these pills, and I was like, alright, I guess. I do get really bad ovarian cysts that do rupture a lot, so I do have like breakthroughs every now and then. So like, just randomly during the month, they'll burst. And hello, that was not a train. That was a truck with a bucking train horn. diagnosed with schizophrenia, OCD, anxiety disorder, depression, and I think that was it for like my mental health. But like, I didn't feel like that was right. Like, some of it I agreed with, but like the schizophrenia, I was like, I don't really agree with that. Like, I don't, like, because I started, now this is gonna sound crazy, like, I started doing research on it and just like reading all about it, and I was like, I don't relate to these symptoms. And then I actually, when I joined TikTok, when it first came out, I guess like in 2019, 2020, something like that, I joined it and started making videos on there. I started following people who share their schizophrenic stories and their experiences and like things that they deal with every single day. And I was like, I don't deal with any of that. Why are we shaking? Why is the camera shaking? Okay, that was weird. It was on my air vent. Sorry about that, guys. But anyways, I just kept going. I wasn't going to therapy for a while because I was just like, oh, I'm never gonna get it changed. Like, I don't know what's wrong with me. And then I was in like regular therapy, not with like a psychiatrist, just like someone to talk to. And she had diagnosed me with a sensory disorder, and I was like, what the hell is that? And long story short, last year I just kept doing like, after that, back in like 2019 or 2020, I just kept researching everything about what causes a sensory disorder, what is it, because I didn't understand. Like, I've never really had to deal with that before, and now that I had a name, I had something to research, and everything that would come up with it was spectrum disorder or autism, and I was like, am I fucking autistic? Because like, autism runs in my family on my mom's side, and I was like, okay, it could be a possibility, because like, it's genetic, so if it's in your family, it's more than likely you could have it as well. So I just started doing more and more research, and then it took me a while to get an actual therapist. It took me almost an entire year to get a therapist back in 2022, and I waited and I waited and I waited. I had a really crappy doctor, and I left that practice because, one, it took a year to get a therapist, and I know people are going to be like, well, therapist office are busy. This year, I went to the doctor, let's see, maybe a week or so ago, 2 weeks ago, and I asked for a referral for a new psychiatric doctor and a therapist because of all the issues I have, and within 2 days, I got the appointment. So it was not because nobody was available, it's because my fucking doctor was a piece of shit. I won't say her name or whatever, or the practice, because I don't want to do that, but if you were to Google search that practice, her name comes up a lot in the Google reviews that they have issues with her. I've called up there and complained, and many, many times I've called up there and complained, and it's not just about not getting referrals, it's about getting medication refills as well. I am on an antidepressant, and the antidepressant that I'm on, if I don't take it for so many days, I withdraw and get super, super sick. Well, I would always call a week before I was out of refills, a week before, and then that next week would roll around when I'm almost out of medication, and I still have my refills at the store, because my doctor hasn't signed the fucking paper to send it in. So I would call and call my doctor's office and call, and then one time I had to ask for the director of the office because I was like, this is ridiculous. And I'm not the only one who had this issue. My mom went to the doctor's office too and had the same issue. And with that doctor, when I told that doctor I was severely depressed to the point I couldn't take care of myself and it was affecting my life and my job, she was just like, well, don't you have a partner? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, well, can he help you? The way my jaw hit the fucking floor, that was the last time I went to her office. And I have a new doctor now, and I really love my new doctor. seems like he's gonna actually give me the help that I need. But anyways, last year, that was all the bad experience that I had to deal with. Like, that's just a little bit of it. There's other doctors who have told me when I have these fainting issues that, oh, I just need to gain weight, or I need to change my diet, or I need to exercise more. And when I was going to these doctors, I was like maybe 116 pounds. And I know that's probably like not a lot still, but when I was in high school, from like all the way up until I want to say like 2017, because I graduated in 2016, so about probably 2017 or 18, I was like 70 something pounds. So like that 114 was a lot of progress for me because I do have an eating disorder. Like I'm recovered now, but back then I wasn't. But like when I went to the doctor and I was 116 pounds and they're telling me you need to eat more, you need to just increase your fats, you need to eat a cheeseburger, and I'm not even lying when he said that. This old ass man looked me in my face and was like, I don't normally tell my patients this, but if you were to drink a beer a day because it has a lot of fat in it, you should do that. You should drink a beer or so a day. Sir, I need you to look in my medical history and family history. There's addiction in my family. No, thank you. No, thank you. But anyways, so last year, I finally got a great therapist. It was online, and I really loved my therapist. They also had an online psychiatrist as well, which was great because they could fill your medicines for you if you needed to. Just like certain medicines, depends which one you were on. But that therapist and psychiatrist both evaluated me and said that I was not schizophrenic, I wasn't bipolar, that I had more likely signs of autism. And I was like, and I kind of already figured I had autism at this point. I've already kind of accepted it and like self-diagnosed myself, and I just needed to go to the doctor for that like validation to know that I'm not crazy and I'm not like, you know what I mean? And I just needed that validation from a doctor to tell me that I was not losing my mind this entire time. So I got diagnosed with the autism, and then after the autism I got diagnosed with CPTSD and PMDD. So it's been a roller coaster since last year. And then this year I just went last week to the new psychiatrist, and I was explaining everything that had been going on, you know, that I need to finish my autism assessment because like they can't do that online. It has to be like a physical face-to-face with a doctor. And I was explaining all my symptoms that I have and the things that I've been dealing with for a long time, and the doctor was like, yeah, you definitely don't have schizophrenia, and I don't think you're bipolar, and I don't think you have multiple personality disorder or anything like that, but that I do have major depressive disorder. So that makes a lot of sense. It really does. Because the reason I never feel happy all the time, like I know you guys just see me on the camera and you think I'm well put together and I'm fine, but I'm really not. I'm just really good at masking my feelings. It's something that comes with autism. I've been masking since I was a child because of the home that I grew up in. So I carry that on into my adulthood. It's the only way I can function. But sometimes if I mask too much, like in public or have a lot of social interaction, that's when I get burnt out really bad and I have meltdowns. But anyways, it just explains a lot. So this past week, I have finally come off of my antipsychotics. I have been taking antipsychotics since I was 15. And this is gonna sound weird, and I don't know how else to explain it, but when I was on antipsychotics, my brain felt like there was a million things going on in my brain and it wouldn't shut up. Not like voices, but just like, I don't know how to describe it. Like, it just sounded loud in there. And then when I came off of them this week, it's so quiet. It's quiet. because the antidepressant I'm on now, it's more for just depression and like seasonal depression. But the medication I'm going on, the new one, it's more for the, you know, the why can't I think of what it's called now? I just told you it. Oh, major depressive disorder. So that it's more helpful for that. So right now I'm on day nauseous all the time because I faint all the time and I have all these symptoms all the time. And what else was there? Oh, I need to increase my salt intake, and I need to make sure I'm still moving around, because even though like I do have days where I don't feel well or whatever, I still need to move around just a little bit, because if you don't move around a little bit, like your body will get used to you always in a resting position, and then when you stand, you won't be able to stand